Greetings, delegates! If you're watching this video, chances are English is your first or second language. And from the first 5 seconds of you watching me, you've either had this reaction, oh, a Frenchie, or that reaction, a Frenchie? Well, mon ami, in either way, you are right. I am a French Canadian from La Belle Province who now lives in Ontario. And no, that doesn't mean I eat nothing but poutine and that I say the word tabarnak in every single sentence, but I will admit though that I do like poutine quite a lot, so you know, maybe the first one is kind of a lie. To all the anglophones and non-French speakers watching this video, it is destined for you. Mais pour les francophones, quelque part dans la salle qui regardent la vidéo, je vous vois, ok? Mais continuez à regarder parce que c'est important. I know there's some people wondering, why is there a francophone guy talking to me about French language stuff in a mostly English event? Well, it's because today, March 20th, is International Francophonie Day. So the kind folks over at Jack.org thought, today is a good occasion to tell you a bit more about our history and to explain to you why your francophone peers make such a big part of what makes Canada, Canada. French-speaking Canadians have been around since the 16th century, before Canada was even a thing. If you know about the country's history, you probably know about this thing called New France. Today, in total, there are 8 million native French speakers across Canada. That's about a fifth of the Canadian population. All across the country, in every single province and territory, you'll find French-speaking communities. Québécois, Franco-Ontarians, Acadians, Franco-Albertans, and yes, French is spoken all the way in British Columbia and up north too. But language isn't something we take for granted because for centuries we've had to fight to make sure we don't lose ours. In a lot of Canadian provinces, Francophones have had it pretty rough. Franco-Ontarians, for example, had to go through 3 major fights. The first, Regulation 17, in which the government of Ontario completely banned the teaching of French in schools. In 1997, our only French language hospital, l'Hôpital Montfort in Ottawa, was on the verge of being closed. And even recently, we've had our French services slashed, and plans for a Francophone university were cancelled. Thankfully, we won all 3 fights against these attacks to our French language services and institutions in Ontario. But the bigger battle to preserve French across Canada is still going on today. If you think there aren't any popular French Canadians, well, just remember that we have one of the world's biggest divas. Other famous French-speaking Canadians or people of French Canadian heritage are Shania Twain, Avril Lavigne, Xavier Dolan, Alex Trebek from Jeopardy, Marie-May, and even a handful of Canadian prime ministers. The Francophone people of Canada are a very diverse group. Folks from the Antilles, Europe, Africa, the Middle East, and every corner of the world have brought their French heritage here in Canada. We're not a huge monolith either. Our experiences vary a lot from one culture or region to the other. And on top of being a linguistic minority, some Francophones have to deal with a different reality. Someone who's a part of other minority groups while being a Francophone may have a harder time accessing services and even experience discrimination, which can result in poor mental health. In an ideal Canada, this wouldn't happen to anyone. But we don't live in a perfect world, and we still have some work to do. This is why sticking together is important, and whichever language you happen to speak, Jack.org is working to make that happen. What we, Francophones of Canada, want you to know is that even though we're not always visible, we are still there. We've been there for centuries, we will always be there, and regardless of the language we speak, we gotta keep being there for one another. And if you want to show your Francophone peers that you are there for them too, I encourage you to show some love on Instagram for International Francophonie Day. All you have to do is make an Instagram story with one of these GIFs or with the hashtag #OnEstLa, because being there for people can always make a difference.